Hey guys, it's your girl T. Um, this is gonna be kind of a different, type of video today. I just kind of wanted to let people know what was going on with me right now. Um, my cat is like here. This is the time of day she's like normally starts to run around and act crazy. So forgive me in advance if I'm like shooing her away or if she's, starts to distract me. um, but yeah, this video, I just kind of want to let you guys know what's going on currently with me. Um, so I have lupus nephritis, and it's at stage 4 right now. I recently had a visit with my nephrologist who told me that my kidneys are now functioning a at 21%, um, which is not good. My creatinine level is 3.2, which is not good. Um, and that is these numbers have changed since. So I believe November was the last time that I saw her. Or no, not the last time I saw her, but the last time she took like general labs for everything. And um, at that time, I think my kidney was functioning at 32%. My creatinine was like 2.7 or something like that. So, needless to say, um, things are getting progressively worse, and it's not good. I've been battling depression over the last week or so. Like my emotions have been really just up, down, all over the place. It's hard to process, my feelings about this. I have so many feelings about it, just scared, confused, angry, still, I'm still in the phase. I haven't got past the phase of this where it's like I'm still angry about the unfairness of it all, you know. Just that some illnesses, some sicknesses, some things happen to some people, and some things, don't happen to people, and people can't really control what happens to them when it comes to stuff like this with chronic illnesses. And it's just it's sad, really, and it makes me angry still. I know there are different phases of dealing with disease and chronic illness and things of that nature. Um, and I'm supposed to be way past this stage by now where it's like, why me? But I can't get past it. And that's just me being honest. I can't get past it. So anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. The purpose of this video is because I wanted to share the information about how my kidneys are doing now, which isn't good, and then what I'm trying to do about it, because I'm really, I don't intend to give up, guys. I really don't. Sorry, I'm starting to get emotional, but my doctor, she told me the last time I was there that I really need to start thinking about which route I want to take, meaning, do I want to go on dialysis, or, do I want a kidney transplant? And I really, she posed the question to me in her office, like she was wanting an answer right then and there. And it caught me off guard. Like, it so caught me off guard. I was just like, what? Like, I don't know. How am I supposed to answer? I don't know. But, I took some time and I thought about it. And I would go with the transplant because I think, with the transplant, I there might be a chance at me having kind of like a similar quality of life to what I'm living now. So that's what I want. So I'm thinking transplant, and I don't know, it's just hard. It's hard to deal with emotionally, but because the whole transplant thing that's a whole process within itself, like finding a donor, making sure it's a match, and all the red tape behind that. Like, it's the whole thing is a process. So I'm really trying to gear myself up mentally. But in the meantime, um, what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to be optimistic. I'm trying to have hope that somehow, miraculously, I can reverse the situation. And I'm not even talking about getting my kidneys to magically function at 100% again. I'm just talking about if there's any chance, any way that I can reverse this thing, just enough to the point to where I don't have to make that decision, like dialysis or transplant. And I'm trying to be really optimistic about it, really um, just trying to stay positive. So I was doing some research online, looking some things up, and I came across this company, well, this guy who has his own company, and I'm not going to say the name of the company or what the product is or whatever, because I don't I don't really know if I'm allowed to do that or whatever. Like, I had to pay to get certain information from this guy, so I don't know if I'll look into it and find out if it's okay, and maybe in a later video I'll share the information. But for right now, I'm just gonna say there's a guy that I came across online, and I had to pay to get some information. But with the information, what you get is they share like certain herbs and vitamins and minerals that you can take that may specifically target your kidney more than just randomly trying to take different things and not knowing what it's going to affect. So um, that's what I'm doing, and I guess I can show you guys what I'm taking. So the first one I have here is CoQ10. So I'm taking that. I ordered most of these from the vitamin shop. So like your local vitamin shop will have these vitamins and herbs. So yeah, CoQ10 I'm taking, and I'm not like I'm still researching into all of this, figuring out what helps what and what does what. So in this video, I'm not really going to get too much into that. But again, maybe in a later video, I'll discuss that. But yeah, CoQ10, astragalus. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I've been saying it. Astragalus. Um, this is alpha lipoic acid. And then I have just a women's multivitamin here. And this actually just came in the mail today. This is another herb that the company recommended. Opening it. And this is, it's danshin. So this is a herb they recommended that's supposed to be really helpful. I don't know if you guys you probably can't even make that out instead. But yeah, so those are the vitamins and herbs that I'm taking. And I'm really trying to stay positive, really trying to stay optimistic. I will be documenting, journaling, video journaling, um, my progress, if there happens to be any progress, and hopefully there is. Like I'm really gonna keep fighting this thing, guys, because I can't give up. I can't just. I've had lupus for since 2005. So for 14 years I've had this, and for 14 years I've mainly been leaving my well-being and my health in the hands of the doctors, and it's got me this far. So I'm not gonna sit here and trash talk the medical system or say anything bad about any doctors that I've been to, but when I read about other people's stories and how lupus progresses, and I'm kind of just thinking about my own situation and how my illness has progressed in the last few years. It's the same narrative. It really is the same narrative. Everybody gets the same treatment. Everybody gets the same medicines, which I'm going to show you what I'm taking as far as what the doctors prescribe in a minute. But the narrative stays the same. People get lupus, they get diagnosed with lupus. They go through a lot of complications with different organs in their bodies, different systems in their bodies. And the people who develop lupus nephritis, it progresses and progresses to a point where the person either needs dialysis or a kidney transplant, or either um, if those processes aren't tended to quickly enough, or if the person's condition really declines, faster than they can administer some of those treatments, then the person ends up dying of kidney failure. And I think sorry, I think I'm really sorry. I think that when I first got diagnosed with lupus, and I started, just doing research and reading about different people's stories, that was the one thing that I really dreaded, just getting kidney involvement and then just ending up dying from, the kidney involvement. Because when I first started researching, I read that somewhere that most people that die of lupus, they die from their kidney involvement with it, or, from kidney failure due to lupus. And, it was one thing that I really dreaded once I started researching on my own. And, it's like, here I am. I'm sorry, guys. I'm really sorry. But I'm not going to give up. I am, like I said, I'm trying to remain hopeful and optimistic, and I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to do whatever I can do in my power to keep fighting, because what else am I going to do? You know, um, that means if I have to take all this supplemental vitamins and herbs, if I have to change my diet to whatever, that's what I'm trying to do. I really am. Um, so let's try to just stay hopeful and, hope for the best. But now I'm going to show you guys the medicines that I take that were prescribed from, my doctors, different doctors, because when you have lupus or really any chronic illness, you have a team of doctors that you work with. Like I have a primary care physician, I have a nephrologist, and then I have a rheumatologist who I see them all pretty much on a regular basis. This medication is CellSept, and I take this. A lot of people who have kidney involvement with lupus, or even if you don't have kidney involvement, a lot of people take this medication because it suppresses your immune system. And as we know with lupus, that's what they tell us the disease is. It is your immune system, pretty much attacking your healthy tissues in your body. So this medication is meant to suppress your immune system so that, you won't have as much of that activity going on. I mean, I could say some stuff about this, but again, I don't really want to get into too much of what the drugs do or whatever. But I'll just say this is, to me, is pretty much like chemo in a bottle. And you can take that how you want to take it, bad or good, whatever. I don't think it's good. I've had a doctor actually say to me once, I'd really like to get you off of that toxic medication. So, I mean, we could sit here and have a debate about, the medical industry and pharmaceuticals and, you know, how they're not really curing diseases versus they're just trying to gain. But that's really a video for another day. Anyway, I'm going to get back to this. So CellSept, this suppresses your immune system. I have lisinopril, which I take. This is for high blood pressure, and I take a few for high blood pressure. I'm just going to point those out, actually. Metoprolol, I take also for high blood pressure. Clonidine, I take at night before I go to bed for high blood pressure. And amlodipine, I also take for high blood pressure. So these 4 pills I'm taking currently just for high blood pressure. And those of you who have kidney involvement with lupus, you might know that, the less your kidneys are functioning, the lower your kidneys are functioning, it starts to mess up a lot of other stuff. Like the kidneys have a lot to do with regulating other things in the body. They're very important, so my blood pressure gets all out of whack because my kidneys aren't functioning the way they should. And all this I have to take just to keep my blood pressure at a normal rate. This is called Rainavite tablet, which my kidney doctor prescribed. I guess because, you know, you have kidney involvement, you need supplemental things. Like I said, the kidneys not functioning right just kind of knocks a lot of other things out of whack. So this is like kind of like a combination of different vitamins. Um, and I think it is just for kidney patients, like something they compiled for people who suffer from kidney disease. This Now the technical name for this is hydroxychloroquine sulfate, but most people who have lupus will know this as Plaquenil. Plaquenil. Um, Everybody who gets diagnosed with lupus, no matter how serious your lupus is, you get prescribed this medication. Everybody who has lupus takes this medication. It's not an exception. Everybody that I've ever talked to who got diagnosed is on this medication, Plaquenil. And I think Plaquenil is more for like joint aches, rashes, which a lot of people who have lupus suffer from things like that. It's supposed to really kind of keep like those types of symptoms at bay. This is calcitriol, which I take 2 of these a day because, once again, due to my low kidney function, now my parathyroid is not functioning the way it should. So those levels are off. And this is supposed to kind of slow down my parathyroid from secreting so much parathyroid hormone because it's too much apparently, and it's, you know, has the potential to affect other things. This is sodium bicarbonate, and I was prescribed this by my kidney doctor because my blood is too acidic, apparently. So I'm supposed to take 2 of these a day. Actually, when I saw her last, she just told me to start taking 3 a day because she's like, your blood is still too acidic. You need to take 3. So I'm like, okay. This last one is a over-the-counter, just B12 supplement. And again, it's, you know, with the kidney involvement, kind of knocks other things out of whack. So I need to supplement with the B12. Now, there's a story with this too. So back to the kidney involvement. Again, my kidneys, your kidneys have a lot to do with red blood cell production. There's a chemical or a hormone that your kidneys secrete that stimulates red blood cell production. And again, because my kidneys are all screwed up, my hemoglobin levels are very, very low right now, and I'm not producing a lot of red blood cells. You know, in turn, I'm very anemic, and the doctor told me to take supplemental B12 to, you know, try to stimulate the red blood cell production. And in addition to that, I go to her every other week, every 2 weeks, to get an injection, which is called Procrit. And you can look that up if you want to. But Procrit is an injection that is also meant to stimulate my red blood cell production because my hemoglobin is low. So, all of that, all of these medications, you see this? All of this is what I'm taking on a daily basis, and the injection every 2 weeks, because of, you know, complications within my body due to lupus. So I know it's crazy because, you know, I don't really talk about it a lot. I don't tell people my story a lot. But whenever somebody finds out that I have lupus, the first reaction I always get is like, "Oh, wow. I would never have known that. You look so healthy. You look totally healthy," you know, and I can't even argue with that because on the outside, I know I do. But on the inside, no bueno. No bueno. So, once again, just to recap, my kidney levels are not good right now. Kidneys are functioning at 21%. Um, Creatinine level is 3.2. People who have kidney issues, you know what those numbers mean. And I'm fighting. I'm gonna fight until I can't fight anymore. And I've had a lot of support already from friends who have reached out to me, you know, various people I know that say if you need anything, please, if you just even want to just talk, just call me. And that's like, I want to let all you guys know that I really think that is so amazing because I really feel like I need emotional support right now. And everybody's been just like really, really amazing. So I want to acknowledge that. And again, these are the herbs and vitamins that I'm going to be taking. I've been taking them already for like 3 days. So I'm hoping soon that things will start to turn around and my numbers will start to get better. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this, and I should be back with another video soon. Just giving you guys an update. All right, thanks guys. Bye.